Can Taiwan fall within the hour? Why does 73% of people not agree with the president? However, he's still polling pretty strongly. Also, one last thing, a startling amount of money that's going to migrants that's not going to use the taxpayer. You're funding it and not getting the benefits of it. Sounds like a good tax plan, huh? Let's talk about these three things, these three headlines that no one is discussing, we need to talk about today. So that way you're aware of the situations and how you can prepare as times get a little tougher. You never know. Let's jump into it. Today's video starts right now. Hey guys, welcome to the Max. Thank you so very much for being here today. It is a gloomy, nasty day here on the farm, but hey, it's okay. We have rain coming in. It's good for our crops, good for our animals, so we're not complaining here as a sustainable farm. Now, if you are new to the channel, go down here, press subscribe, ring the bell, give us a thumbs up if you like the content. Remember, follow us on Twitter. We're going to be doing a giveaway not tomorrow, but the next day. So the closer to the weekend, we're going to be doing a giveaway on subscribers and commenters on both not only on Twitter, but also on here. So make sure you are subscribed to those channels. Now let's talk about the three headlines I want to jump in today. I love these videos because we tend to dive a little deeper in some of the situations that no one talks about. First, we're going to discuss Taiwan and China. Then secondly, we're going to talk about our president and the election. And then thirdly, we're going to wrap up with how much money the taxpayers are paying when it comes to per person on migrants. There's a new story that's out from NBC News. It says China could invade Taiwan within 1 hour. Military expert who predicted Russia's invasion of Ukraine, who has been spot on with a lot of his defense and intelligence when it comes to warfare, stated this. It estimates China can decide to invade Taiwan. It would be over before the U.S. even had a chance to do anything. Within the first 15 minutes of the invasion, the island's airports would be taken. Within 30 minutes, the troops would have seized the capital. An invasion would spell disaster for the global economy when it comes to Taiwan's manufacturers. 70% of the world's semiconductors come from this point. It would allow China to have the upper hand of technology. Well, China pretty much has the upper hand of technology, but now what we're seeing is we're farther away from Taiwan than all these other places that we tend to put our nose in. What they're saying is within the fact of us trying to get there, even with us having bases in the Pacific, we have no chance of protecting Taiwan this way. This shows a weak leader when it comes to the fact that China is even looking at going into Taiwan. This never was talked about with any other president. But now with this president being weak, after seeing Russia go into Ukraine, I think China has got the green light. Remember, we said, and I mean, this is not prophecy, but we predicted just a few weeks ago how the time for Taiwan of the way their shores are and the way of invasion would be late spring, early summer. We talked about that in another video and how the way they're set up on that island, this would be the time that you would see China maneuver in. China's at that point, I believe. Not only that, you're seeing Russia and China meeting together more. So are they building more of an alliance, saying, hey, we're going to tackle this together, two main superpowers doing what they want to do without the U.S. having a foothold or a grasp on us? Because look, to be honest with you, think about it. America's tactics when it comes to financials, putting all these requirements and all these holds on Russian money, it did nothing. It did not hurt Russia's economy whatsoever. So I think China's looking at that and saying, you know what? They're trying to put tariffs on me anyway. We might as well do what we want to do and take over the semiconductor business. This could be a monster situation. We should not get our nose in it. However, our diplomacy should be way better than it's been over the last few years. And I think because we have a weak diplomacy, a weak leader, we're going to see China go into Taiwan. And it shows within an hour, it would be done. The question still comes around saying we shouldn't be even talking about going over there and putting troops over there. Fully agree with that. However, if we would have handled the situation almost like what the former president did, where he kept China on its toes, I don't believe we would be in this scenario. Now that leads me to the second point that we need to talk about today with Biden. This is huge news when it comes to benefiting Trump and bad news for Biden. 70% of voters, highest on record ever, says that Biden's America is literally out of control. We can't afford to go on vacations. We can't afford to spend on typical groceries. We can't even afford to eat out at fast food. It says 78% of Americans cannot afford a fast food meal without cutting into their normal discretionary budget that they would use for something else. They don't have the extra spending money. We talked about fast food just yesterday. Nearly 3/4 of the voters believe that the nation is literally out of control and is on the wrong track. Before we go any further, I want to tell you about today's sponsor. The sponsor of today's video is Surfshark VPN. Now, I've talked to you about, living our life virtually a lot. What Surfshark VPN does is they keep you safe. They mask what you're doing online and the movement of people getting your data. You don't want hackers, data brokers, and others getting your information. We bank online now. We use our cards online. We buy insurance online. There's a lot of things that we do. People ask, what is a VPN? What's a virtual private network? What it does is it makes it where when you enter the World Wide Web and you're on your phone and you're on your smart device, it allows them to mask who you are. It allows to mask where your location is. So that way, no one can hack exactly who you are and what you're looking at. Not that we're looking at anything bad. It's not about that. Think about when you're at the local coffee shop and the Wi-Fi's on. Think about the fact when you're in these public places and hotels and your Wi-Fi just automatically picks up the public network. Do you want people to have access to your accounts? They give you this dashboard and you can download the app and you can see exactly how you're connected. You can use different areas. So say for instance, I'm wondering what's playing on Netflix in a different location or a different part of the world. You can take and mask your identity to where it shoots itself if you want to be in Great Britain or you want to be somewhere across the world. Maybe for me, I don't like doing that, but I like saying, okay, if I'm living in Mississippi, I may have my VPN in Texas. I may have my VPN in Atlanta. I may have my VPN in California. The point is, it allows people to not know my proximity, not know my location, and not know exactly what's coming on this phone. Think about shopping. Think about AliExpress or Amazon. I want to make sure that I'm safe when I put my information on there. The benefit too is if you buy one subscription, you can put as many devices on there as you want. I have our phones on there, I have our laptops on there, I have our iPads on there. So anything that we're using, I know I'm protected. It has 24-hour live support. So that way if I have a problem or if I'm not getting into the app right or there's something that flags on my device, I could reach out to them, they could look through my system and make sure that I'm safe. Secure your privacy with Surfshark VPN right now. Use the promo code below, surfshark.deal/themax. It's going to be below. Click on it. If you enter the coupon code THEMAX, you get 4 extra months of this service. Not only that, if you don't like it, you have a 30-day back guarantee. So there's nothing wrong with saying, okay, I want to try it, trial period. If I don't like it, I can get my money back. So you need to sign up today. Surfshark VPN. That way you know you're safe. If it's streaming movies, if it's checking your bank accounts, or it's checking your insurance or your retirements. Knowing that no one's hacking your information and knowing that you have a peace of mind online, that's worth it. Check out Surfshark VPN today. Biden is still polling very close to Trump. Not in every poll, but in a lot. So it kind of scares me when I hear these polls because it's like 73%. And then there's another poll that says 75% of people want to handle immigration different than what Biden has done. 73% are against his economy. So why are we not seeing Trump winning by double digits yet? I hope that we're not seeing skewed polls on either side, meaning giving Biden more hope or either trying to hurt Trump in some form or fashion. But it shows that unless Biden changes track, there will be no success for Biden. Now, there's 2 things you need to pay attention to that I think could hinder Trump and some good news that this story is getting. Biden is starting to make a push, and if you've noticed, he's been pushing towards the black vote, the African-American vote lately. If you notice his rhetoric, it's all been divide and conquer, polarizing talk. Talking about how they've been held down, talking about how the Democrats have been the party of the African Americans and how they're going to help support them and keep on making things better. Name one city that the Democrats have led in the urban America areas that has been prosperous. Not one. Name one Democratic policy that Barack or Biden has put in that actually has benefited the minority races. Not one. If you look at the true numbers, don't listen to the talking pundits, but if you look at the true numbers, Trump's numbers on what he did for the jobs and what he did to help out minorities across the board, Latinos, African Americans, and even Asians, was so much better what his Democratic counterparts have done. They can speak a big game, and they're good at it. They've got Kamala and Biden literally going to black colleges all over. They've got them going to black churches all over, trying to polarize and split America. Do not let them do this. They even made a push. I want you to listen to this push. They even talked about how they're going to try to encourage black voters to come back around to them. It says Biden launches a new strategy to win the black vote. Biden is set to start a new campaign in Philadelphia where he will talk about the multi-million-dollar spending options that he can help black student organizations, community groups, churches, and surrogates in swing states. He wants to put taxpayer-funded money into those neighborhoods. Remember, we've shown that does not work. Chicago, prime example. Portland, prime example. Jackson, Memphis, prime example, where they've poured more money into education. Those per capita kids have more money poured into them. Baltimore's another one, where they're now still sitting in failed districts with more money pouring to them. Look at Baltimore, look at Chicago, and you cannot tell me they can fix that. Broken homes messes that up. Politicians with more money cannot fix it. Hopefully this will give them a better view of a brilliant strategy, just like De Niro said outside the courthouse when it comes to Trump's legal problems. Biden is there for the black households to build them wealth and give them achievements. He's not there for the upper elite. He's there for the middle class and the lower econ. That's exactly what the word was from his campaign, saying they're going to make this push. I hope people are making wise decisions and common sense approaches to say, the policies that we have seen from the Democrats are not helping any race. If 73% of people think we're on the wrong track, that includes minorities. What are we doing, folks? Well, rain started, so we had to move into the truck, and it's getting worse. We're going to cap this off with a third point, and it's a very important point, so I don't want us to miss it. I want you to listen to this. $9,000 roughly per illegal immigrant that taxpayers are paying for. Listen to this. This is very important. That is more than we spend per Medicaid beneficiary. So for the people that's already on the dole of the government, and we already are seeing Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, the problems there, and the fact that pensions are having a problem. We're already struggling financially when it comes to taking care of the people that are on the programs already. Now you're seeing that the illegal immigrant that had come here illegally, breaking your laws, are taking more of your taxpayer money than the system that is socialized, that is giving to the typical American. Now, most Americans are against just frivolous spending. So the Medicaid expansion and things like that, a lot of times people like me, conservatives, do not want those expanded programs of social government. I don't believe that's the right thing to do. But now we're not only seeing it for Americans, you're seeing it for illegals are getting way more than what the Medicaid expansion and the Medicaid recipients are even getting. So that shows American people are going to be more desperate. Listen to this. We actually spend more on the illegal immigrant than veterans and retirement benefits for anyone getting a pension. So unless you have had a phenomenal government job, no retirement pension, no retirement benefit, no veteran service, no military insurance, no Medicaid, no Medicare, and no Social Security that the government is helping fund is more than what they're paying per illegal immigrant. That is mind-blowing. And that's why 75% of Americans are even saying, even in Democrat cities, this is way too much. I'm going to read one more startling situation that just happened in Illinois that we need to pay attention to because this is going to keep on happening. Illinois senator just stated, we raised your taxes $1 billion just to spend on migrants. So the state of Illinois just passed the largest tax hike in state history, the $53 billion budget. It says the new tax will help cover the cost of illegal immigrants, the quote-unquote migrants. So basically what is happening now is you're not only paying taxes to cover the fact of you not getting benefits for it. Remember, your taxes don't really benefit you. You're just paying into a system that is printing their own money anyway. Now they're going to overtax you to cover the people that are still illegal. So I don't see any extra money coming to you as the person, but they're seeing more of your tax dollars that you've earned, more money that you've earned and you've worked hard to take care of people who do not work, who do not contribute to society. Remember, they're here illegal. And now Illinois and most states, look at California, New York, both have passed kind of similar bills, and Oregon will be next. It says Illinois passed the largest tax hike, and the whole point of the tax hike is to take care of the people who came here illegally. That is mind-blowing. Make that make sense. Make me understand that a little bit better. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. Again, it's storming now. You saw it was gloomy, but again, that's okay. We need the rain. There's nothing wrong with that. I do not talk about the rain and how much we get because, to be honest with you, if you remember last year, we had a drought and lost a ton of pine, and it cost me a lot of money. So I'm enjoying this rain. Thank you so much for watching. The reason we bring these videos to you is because I want you to understand where we're at in the nation. And a lot of times these stories just get they just get dropped and fell by the wayside. We're going to be talking about some of the things they're starting to do in some of these bigger cities, implementing situations where they benefit the Islamic faith and not Christians. That's coming up in the next coming days. Also, we're going to talk about some more shortages. We're going to talk about some of the dangers of things going on. We need to pay attention. Also, did you hear that we're having another solar storm that could potentially a 60% chance of a blackout? We're going to be talking about in the next few days. Pay attention to what is going on because it is the utmost importance. Thank you for watching. God bless.